is Marianah Lourens met Kuns en Vermaak. Yes, art and entertainment with Marianah Lourens. And I'm so excited today because, first of all, I have my young new friend.
Lovely.
I've got Laura Fullbrook. We were in Matilda together.
Oh, we had such a ball.
And we had such a ball because we did some stuff together.
We did
yes.
indeed.
And I'm so happy because we at her house. This is such a nice place because it's nice and quiet and there's no echo like you sometimes find in big venues.
Exactly.
So it's very, very nice to be here at your house. And we've got our quiet supporter in the corner there, James. He did an interview for us before, and he's amazing because he was also in. Hi, James.
Hi.
He was also in Matilda, and he was Bruce. And he had to eat that big cake. Not that he really
so much
ate
fun.
It was so much fun because he had to smear chocolate all over his face. It was fun,
Yes.
eh?
And then watch my mom try and clean it afterwards.
The shirts.
Cleaning
Yeah.
that shirt
Virgil.
every night.
Actually ended up sometimes cleaning the other Bruce's shirts as well. Lots of times. Anyway,
pleasure.
we won't go there. We've got the sound effects in the background, the barking of the doggies, and we don't mind that because they are adorable. And then I'm going now to the actual part that excites me so much because Thuba Myeki.
Hello.
Hello, Thuba. Now, Thuba, I tried to remember, was it Evita or was it Footloose that we were in together?
Together? No. It was Annie Get Your Gun.
Was it Annie Get
It
Your
was
Gun?
Annie Get Your
But
Gun.
why did I also, were you in those? You weren't in those, but you were in other musicals though.
No, I
Other
think
shows at school with Alex.
I was in a few shows at school in Alex.
That's what I remember you from before.
Yeah, I did. I played Ahab in Moby Dick the musical. I
Yes.
think that was my favorite role.
But Annie Get Your Gun was so much fun.
That was actually, for me, it was special because I just come back from Joburg. I've been doing a bit of TV stuff. I've been making a lot of music, and it got to a point where I was kind of like tired of it, and it felt like a job. And as soon as I came back and I did Annie Get Your Gun, it kind of brought back my fire for actually performing and being on stage again. So it was monumental for me.
And of course, amateur theatre,
Oh,
you
that's
don't
different.
get paid. Yet, our passion
Yeah.
keeps us going.
That's exactly what it's about.
Because we were saying some time ago, you saw my husband's show, Whispering Cry, Laura.
Wonderful.
That when we spoke to students from the schools, they came, drama students, and our bottom line was that if you don't have a passion
Yeah.
for performing, don't actually bother.
don't do
No, because there is no real money to keep you forever
Yeah.
and ever. It's
Don't
not gonna, as if it's gonna pension you off. You need the passion.
Yeah.
You need to sometimes want to do it even if you don't get paid.
150%. I think the passion is what draws you to it. I always say this to people. You will get to a place where it is what you live off. You will make money from it. But before that happens, you need to prove not only to yourself, but to the people around you that this is something you actually want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to do it, and even if you don't get paid, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
That is what's so amazing. But now that I am now with you, what did you do? Because you went to Gauteng, and
Oh,
what
yeah.
did you do there?
I went to Joburg, and I think I was there for about 5 years.
Quite a while.
Yeah. I worked with a gentleman by the name of Heavy K. I was on 2 of his albums. I worked with quite a few house DJs in Joburg, but I was also fortunate enough to make a few appearances on Generations, The Legacy. I was on Rhythm City, and I was also on Greed and Desire. And at some point I released my own album
Yes.
under the pseudonym Too Bad. So
Too bad.
Yeah.
So where can we find that?
You can actually find, if you search Too Bad, Best Believe on iTunes or any streaming platform, you can find it. Yeah.
Okay, you see now that's where I catch a blank because I'm a total fossil. I was trying to tell Thuba earlier what kind of a fossil. He's trying to convince me he knows nothing.
I am the fossil.
But I mean, if you go iTunes and stuff like that, so you go to iTunes.
Go to iTunes, or you can actually, if you just go on Google and you Google Too Bad, as in the number 2, BAD, leave a gap and write Best Believe. That's the name of my album, and you will find it.
And
Promise
that's Thuba Myeki. It's under Thuba Myeki.
It's under Too Bad.
too bad.
I'm
okay,
also,
you
I'm
too
too
bad.
bad.
Because he's too bad. But it's too like a number 2.
Yes, I live 1,000 lives.
Too bad. So how was it then? Because it's quite different being, not only a movie, but a serial like that.
Yeah, it was so much like talking about Generations like on its own. It was
Because that's big.
I grew up watching Generations as a little kid, so it was an absolute dream. And even if it was just 3 amazing episodes, like it meant the world to me. It was something I could just tick off the box because it was a huge dream for me.
But also, isn't it amazing? Because I was fortunate enough to be in little bit parts here and there in some series, or I won't even mention it. But the thing is that you never know the other people that are in this thing.
Yeah.
Even the same episode, sometimes you never even see them because they shoot at different times.
What's crazy is how on the day we were shooting, what was really cool though, which is rare, like you say, what was really cool is that everyone that was actually in that episode was there that day. So it was like
So that was a double blessing.
so it was amazing. And one of the guys I actually worked with, he was an extra. I had known him already because we had been grinding, doing the 5 a.m. castings, 8 a.m. castings for a long time before we got that job. So it was actually fun because I got to meet some people that had already been in the series for a long time. And it was
some famous people.
yeah, some famous
So you were rubbing shoulders. You were hobnobbing it there
Yeah, exactly.
with the pros.
And they are not what you think they are. They are amazing.
I know that. But now when you say casting, you were casting, working on casting. What do you do?
It's one of the things that I won't lie. At the time, it got me so tired of being in Joburg was that luckily I had an agent, but then you'll get an email and they'll say they need this role. This is what you need to prepare, and you go there and audition. But it happens so many times. So I would
And then you don't get it.
Yeah.
Or you do.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes.
out of the 20 you do a month, you'll get like 1 if you're lucky. And I also think it's always a timing thing. I think when it's your time, it's your time. When it's not your time, you just, like you said, the passion, because the only thing that kept me going and kept me going to those castings and paying for transport and all those things was because I loved doing it. And I was hopeful that I will get my moment and my time will come.
Yes, exactly. And also if you trust God,
150%.
Yes.
See, luckily I got him.
if it wasn't for him in our lives, I don't think we'll have
Absolutely
any kind of
anything.
satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we can always trust him. Because when the door closes, he knows something we don't know.
And what's crazy about that, I love that saying because I've had to learn that because a lot of the time when I was there, I was very impatient. Like I just wanted things to happen. So desperate for things to happen. But the older I got, I kind of realized that some things don't happen for a reason. And the biggest time I got that example is when I got cast to do a movie, and it ended up being one of the most controversial movies to ever come out of South Africa. And by the grace of God, actually, I got pulled out of it and I didn't end up doing it. And it was one of those things that could be career ending for me. And it didn't end up happening for me. So I was like, at the time when they pulled me out of it, I was like,
So you were not in the bad thing.
no. And I will not mention the name.
No, we won't mention the
I will
name.
not mention the
Because the
movie.
thing is, God saved you from being there.
100%.
He protected you.
Yeah, 100%.
You can be in his protection. Now, Laura, now you, of course, when you are not in a Matilda show, you are quality assurance officer or whatever you call yourself at Aspen, a pharmacist. Because you're a qualified pharmacist.
Yes.
So what brought you into the performing arts?
Well, I was a very shy child. So much so I used to hide behind my mum's legs. And she thought, no, this is not going to be suitable for a child of mine. So I was shipped off to drama lessons, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And next thing, I'm asking her, when can we go and see a show? And my drama teacher says this and that and that. And I remember the very first show that I saw at the Opera House, I think Elaine Page was in Hello Dolly. And it was just one of those moments that I would never, ever, ever forget in my whole life. I still remember being so little, sitting in the big chairs. Well, they were big at the time, in the Opera House, and this grand, beautiful building with this enormous stage and all these beautifully dressed people and the hats and the costumes and the voice. And I just thought, okay, this is my thing, I think. So, yeah, from the age of 6, I was with Robin Williams Drama Studio. And as you know, she's starting up her studio again next year. Yeah, I just pretty much did a show most years from the age of 6 and just had a thoroughly good time.
In school?
Yes,
School production. Where did you go to school?
I was at Erica Primary until 94, and then I was at Alexander Road High from 95
you can't escape.
to 99.
Because Alex, you can't escape.
Oh, man.
Tuba's a baby compared to me. Tuba was at Alex.
I heard that.
Much
say?
later on than me. But yes, we're both proud Alexans.
Yeah.
So we realized that was something that we shared.
So, because Alex and Greg Everard, you cannot escape. And I can even say as a granny, I even went to some of Greg's classes. I suppose you can call it lessons. I don't know. We had fun. It was fun on a Saturday morning. We used to get together and just do some improv stuff. And he used to make us do this and that. And there I was a granny already. And I did it. It wasn't too many. Maybe it was 10 years ago. I don't actually even know. But if you are in contact with Greg Everard, then it's, you can't, it's contagious. You get hooked.
Yes.
Now, Matilda was for me amazing to play with him on stage.
Yes.
Because I've experienced him as an amazing director as well. And Greg, we are skinnering about you. So we'll have to tell him that we're talking about him.
100%.
Yes. And of course that Thuba is here with us. So we just love his shows and his teaching and his tutoring, but also Robin Williams as well. Being directed again by Robin Williams.
What a treat.
In Matilda, it was again a treat because I've been in some of her shows, several of her shows, and as I mentioned, Footloose and Vita and others. So we think in Port Elizabeth or Taberga, we are just so up to date in the performing arts.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this and see this. We have most talented people in the country, and a lot of the time, unfortunately, people end up leaving and going to Joburg. But if you go to Joburg in Cape Town, it's just a bunch of people from PE.
Yeah, exactly. We've got talent everywhere. Yeah. We've got our people who have been in...
Just don't kill me for saying that.
But I mean, the whole thing is that people have been... and now the Von Memeti's are, although they're not originally from PE, but they love it here and they've made it their home. They are now on the cruise ships. Yeah. We've had our Tarquin Witboy who's performed in Korea and been in Cats for years. Our own Shireen was in Cats for about 10 years. And Cats was such a famous show.
Yeah. I don't know if you know Masasa Mbangeni.
Yes.
Probably my hero of all time. She was a head girl when I was in grade 8 or 9 at Alex. International actress born and bred in Port Elizabeth. Like I said, we are the hub of talent in South Africa.
Yes.
And around about my time, we had Tineri van Wyklowitz, was from Port Elizabeth, went to DF Malherbe, and she's almost in every TV series, local TV series you turn on nowadays. Yeah. And then one of my very good friends, Candice van Litzenborg, is also doing incredibly well with
very well
shows that she's been in. She was in Priscilla, she was in Sweeney Todd, and I thoroughly enjoyed her in the recent show on Mnet, Recipes for Love and Murder.
Recipes for Love and Murder. Because Candice van Litzenberg, we know her dad.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, so my techie husband, Robert, and her dad, they rub shoulders at men's shed, which they do, they hammer and nail and planking. They do planking in their shed.
Different kind of planking.
But,
I know a different kind of planking.
Exactly. But we're not going to go there, but just arrived here in our company is the support in this home for the supporting, for the performing arts.
Absolutely.
He's the greatest support because he was the one who came to almost all the shows and
made all the suppers.
do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, I'm David. I'm Laura's husband and
James
James'
is Jelly.
father.
James's father, Laura's husband, and the support behind the two of them having been in Matilda.
What
Awesome.
a pleasure. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Absolutely.
You see?
It was
We would-
almost as much a project for me as it was for them.
Now,
Couldn't
there
have done
you
it
go.
without you.
Now, we have
Yeah.
about 3 minutes left, and I just want to ask you quickly, Thuba, because I see on your T-shirt you've got your center stage.
Oh,
production,
yes.
the songs that rock
Yes.
our world. And of course, that was sold out, and you had to have extending the show
Look,
to.
I'm going to try and be as quick as possible. I'll try and do this in 60 seconds. For 3 years, we have not had a stage show. And in our 25-year anniversary
Center Stage,
for Center Stage has been around for 25 years. We had the pleasure of doing probably one of the most amazing shows we've ever done. We did a run in Port Elizabeth. We did 2 runs in Port Elizabeth. We did a run in East London. And we're doing a tour in December, which is now. And it's just been so amazing. People love the show, and I've had so much fun doing it. And it just feels good to be back on stage.
And what a show.
What a show.
Super Lekker Summer.
Super Lekker
That is
Summer.
the tour. That's the name of the tour.
Okay.
Super Lekker Summer Tour. And the name of the show is The Songs That Rocked Our World.
Our world. And that was the one that just rocked. All my friends spoke about it. And we just all loved it. And Laura, now for you, future musical productions.
Oh, can't wait. Like Thuba said, we've been starved of it for so long. As a family, we're making a concerted effort to go and see everything that's on. There was a weekend in November when there was a lot of things going on in just the one weekend, but we did our best to go and see what we could. Family members of mine are involved on the PMADS committee. So we've been involved in the Aladdin pantomime.
James is in Aladdin doing backstage.
He's having
It's
a
on
great
now.
time.
Yes, it's still
Yes.
on until the
Still, I think the 15th.
15th, something like that. It's still on. So we've got a couple of days to
Yes.
see Aladdin.
Amazing.
Definitely, and it's an amazing production.
Yeah, and there are lots of scene changes.
Yes,
I know that.
very
And
many.
all the female roles are done by males, and that's why we didn't get in, Laura.
He's behind you.
But it's an amazing show to see, so don't miss it. So yes, now, thank you so much. Our
man.
time is up.
It's a pleasure.
So Thuba, we can say, watch this space. Laura, we can say, watch the space. We're going to be in some more shows.
Can't wait.
Definitely a lot of things to come. That's what I'm saying.
Watch the space. So thank you so much for this time we could spend together. And it's time for me, Marianah Lourens, and art and entertainment to say goodbye. Ja, Marianah Lourens wat nou groet met Kuns en Vermaak en Arrivari.